Oh, hello, I'm David Starkey. In this short film, I shall be explaining the events which led up to the Suez Crisis, and how this event affected the countries involved. In this part of the film, I shall be demonstrating the vital links the Suez Canal provided for Europe. The links from Asia, which provided the massive amount of natural resources available in that region. The reason Britain and other nations held such interest in Egypt was because of the Suez Canal, located in the Sinai region of Egypt. This provided a quick and efficient trade route through to Asia. The other proposed route would take through and around Cape Horn and around Africa. This would make trade extremely slow and expensive. As a result, this area of the Middle East became very hotly contested. Colonel Gamal Abdel Nasser, new ruler of Egypt and Arab war hero of the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. He, among others, was a strong believer in the united Arab nation, including the liberation of Palestine from the Jews. Britain, France and America would consider him a very anti-Western figurehead. Examples of this anti-Westernism was Nasser's refusal to extend the agreement of the 1936 treaty, which allowed British troops to remain at Suez. He insisted that all British troops would withdraw from the canal. Other examples included Nasser sending troops to the Algerian Arabs to fight off the French, and the constant prodding to oppose other Arab nations of joining the proposed Baghdad Pact of 1955. In September of 1955, Colonel Nasser signed an arms deal with the Czechoslovakians for tanks, fighters, bombers and military experts to train the Egyptian army. This, for Russia, showed a great interest in the Middle East. This, in turn, angered the Americans and the English. Bottoms up. In response to the Czechoslovakian arms deal turning sour and the Americans pulling the plug on the Aswan Dam, Colonel Nasser retaliated by nationalising the Aswan Dam and Suez Canal. I declare the canal nationalised! The reason Nasser nationalised the Suez Canal was to use the income to fund the Aswan Dam. This in turn meant that the American grant was no longer valid or needed. The Americans were outraged by a concept of an arms deal with Czechoslovakia. In response, President Eisenhower promised a grant of over $46 million towards the construction of a dam at Aswan in July of 1956. Their intentions? To purge communism out of the Middle East. In this action, Egypt was now part of the Cold War.
Hello?
Oh, President Nasser.
Hello?
This is President Eisenhower of the
Hello?
United States.
I hear you, I cannot see you. Hello?
No, we're talking on a phone.
Hello?
Look, the arms deal with Czechoslovakia has to stop.
The West has interfered in the Middle East for too long.
Look, if you don't stop, we'll cut the plug on the Aswan Dam and your funds.
Indeed, it's done.
God damn it, Nasser!
Secret talks took place between Israel, Britain and France. A plan was hatched. Israel would attack Egypt through the Sinai Peninsula, whereas Britain and France would attack the Suez Canal itself, this pretext being that there would be no fighting or damage to the canal. Anglo-French control of the canal would in hope topple Nasser from power. British Prime Minister Anthony Eden was more in favour of a diplomatic solution to overthrow Nasser. In fact, he and Dwight Eisenhower had a secret Anglo-American plan, Omega, which would use political and economic pressures. In 1956, Eden was still open to talking to Nasser. However, Harold Macmillan, Chancellor of the Exchequer, urged a military action. He assured Eden that if a British offensive was to take place, USA would support.
Gotta get out of here! This is a war zone!
Prior to Israel's attack on the Sinai Peninsula, British and French commandos paratrooped into Port Said, killing thousands of innocent Egyptians to secure the Suez Canal. After the attacks on Port Said, Israel captured the Sinai Peninsula within a week. These attacks caused outcry from the rest of the world. At the UN meeting, the Americans and Russians both agreed a UN ceasefire was the best course of action. UN troops were sent in to police the state of Egypt, where British, French, Israeli troops withdrew almost immediately.
Oh!